Let's check whether we are live or not. Let me just, yeah, so we are live. Okay. I hope my voice is clearly audible. Let me just check for a moment. Let's check whether we. Okay. So, hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. This will be our new video where we are going to create a very amazing application which will be quite inspired from the DigiLocker that you might have used. Okay, so DigiLocker is what? DigiLocker is a government-based application that allows you to store your document ID, suppose like Aadhaar card, PAN card, or anything like that, and you can just use this as whenever you are traveling or something. So you don't need a physical copy of it, right? So what we will be doing is we will be creating an application named Pocket ID, and this Pocket ID will be storing all of your government-based documents in the form of PDF or in the form of photographic or anything like that. And you can store all the credentials into it. Okay. So we will be looking into it. So let me just reload. So to show you that how exactly it's going to look. See, this will be our uh, splash screen. And after the splash screen, this is our login will look like login and sign up. Okay. So as soon as I'll sign up, you will be able to see that you are getting this very basic home page. Okay. Which says upload a document and all these basic fundamental things are there into it. Okay. And then you see right in this, you also have your very own set of menu. In the menu, you have my profile. Okay, so in the profile, you can add your custom data. Then you have about. Okay, so in the about section, you can add pages like about and all. Then we have settings, which will be allowing us to change or something like that. Then help section is there. And then you will be having the logout button, which will log you out of this application. Okay. Then you have your profile. When we will connect backend with it, you will be able to see that it will show you that here that hi and the name of the person who will be logging inside of it. Then you have upload a document and then the logo. Okay. So inside this you have different issue documents like Aadhaar card, then you have PAN card, then you have driving license. Okay. And you have COVID vaccines and all these things, basic things. Okay. Then other documentations you can add, that is vehicle registration, birth certificate, income certificate, and all that. Okay, so we can be using this to create. And if we will just restart, it's going to look exactly like this. Like the splash screen will be loaded, then you will be having login. If you will be already logged in, it won't show this screen, but it will be showing you some data. Okay, then you have your own Pocket ID, which will be the name of our application, and after that you have what's new, then issued documents and other documents and all that. Okay, so these are the quick links and all, like about. Then you have forget pin, so you can just change pin into this. Then you have the profile. Okay, so all these things and data will be updated here, and you can just check that out. Okay, so let's do one thing. I have already given you a brief introduction about our application. Okay, so let's now start with it. Let's now start this out with the help of writing our code. Okay. Yeah. So what we will do here is we will create a new set of screen, a new empty profile, and then in that we are going to create it. Okay. So let me go to the live end. Okay. So this was Flutter Basics inside projects, Flutter Basic, and then in that you had this. Okay. So let me open a new window here. Let's just take this old screen right here so that you won't get confused. Okay. So here is the VS Code over there. And right inside this VS Code, you might be having more. So in this, you have Flutter projects. Okay, so let me go to open folder, and inside open folder, we are going to open our folder. And this we have projects. Yeah, projects, and in this project, you have Flutter application main. Actually, I have created a lot of projects. That's why It is sometimes, yeah. In this, we are going to create our application. So we are going to select this particular folder. Okay. So this will be our very basic folder here. And right inside this folder, let's start with, okay. So let me go to this here. Let me close this out and let's go to the terminal. Okay. So inside the terminal, I'm going to write Flutter create. Okay. So let's create a basic app. Flutter create pocket ID. So pocket ID live, or I'll name it as pocket ID GFG. Okay. Yeah, I have to make sure that it's small. So GFG. Now it's gonna create it. So you can check this out that now it has successfully created our application. Okay. And I hope my voice and everything is audible. Just comment me to let me know that whether everything is clearly visible or not. Now let's just open that particular folder which we have created. Okay, so pocket ID GFG, and that's it. Okay, so this will be our empty screen. Let me show you what this empty screen is gonna look like. Okay, so inside the lib folder we have main.dart and not now. Okay, yeah. So you have this very basic main.dart file, and I'm gonna just ensure that we have the title here. Okay, so let me change the title to pocket ID. Okay, for now, and just let's just hit run in this. So I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna just hit run. Okay, so this will ensure that our application is started inside debug mode. Okay, so you can see that it's going to launch our application in debug mode. Like initially, it's gonna take about 5 to 10 minutes to make sure that this application works perfectly. Okay, and what's going to happen in this is we will make sure that our basics, or like the pre-made code is working. That's why we are just running our application. Okay. Till then it is running. I would like to make sure, I would say everyone to go and like this video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that you won't miss the all the videos that we are going to create about this application. So yeah, here you can see that we have Pocket ID present in that. Okay. So that is our Pocket ID basic app line, which you can see over there. And what we are going to do, we are going to firstly make sure that all these codes are gone. Okay. Let me just remove all the basic code so that I don't want this, commented lines to be there. So that's it. So that we will ensure that, the code looks clean and all. Yeah. So that is all about our code. So everybody knows that what exactly happens in this, right? So Cube programming. Hello, sir. Hello, brother. How are you? What's going on? Right? How's the video? Just tell me. So, here what we have the basic starting page like void main. Void main is the entry point of our application, and inside the void main you have this run app. Run app will make sure that this particular widget is called my app. Okay, and what we have done, we have defined it here that my app class, particular class my app, should extend a stateless widget. Okay, and inside the stateless widget you have basic data like material, view, and title and all that. Okay, so everybody knows about this because we have already done this couple of times since all of this has been about it. Mm. So, talking about here, that we are going to use some of the libraries that I would like to install over there. Okay, so I'm just making sure that these all comments are gone. Okay, just so that our code should look perfectly clean and better, right? So yeah, that's it. This part is also cleaned, and yeah, let's just make sure this for now. Okay. So now what we are going to do, we are going to use some of the packages or dependencies here. Okay. So let me tell you first. We have already used this before, but never mind. I'm gonna just tell you. The first thing that we are going to use, the first thing that we are going to use here is provider. Okay. So the first thing that we are going to use here is a provider. Now, provider will do what? Provider will make sure that all of our data that we are going to store, or all of our data that we have, is going to store inside a perfect the database. Okay, a basic information should be stored in this. That's why we are using provider here. Okay, so let's just make sure that we use this provider here. And after the provider, what we have a slider, and then you have the get. Okay, so we also have to make sure that we use this get. Why we use this get? Get will allow us to fetch the data and all. Okay, so we are going to use get, and all these things can be easily found out here. Okay, so let me go here, and here I'll write pub.dev. Okay, so pub.dev, and inside the pub.dev you will be able to see all these dependencies and things that we are going to use. Okay, so here I'm gonna search get. Okay, you can see the get it is. So what this does, this will help us to get the data. Okay, like state manager, navigation manager, dependencies manager, right? All these things. So yeah, that is what we are going to use. शुभ प्रोग्रामिंग सेज डेली वीडियो आएगी क्या इस प्रोजेक्ट की? हाँ, मैं पूरी कोशिश करूंगा कि इसकी डेली वीडियो आए, बट या द मैक्सिमम विल बी 4 to 5 वीडियोस इन अ वीक. ओके, मे बी 2 या 3 दिन नहीं करूंगा क्योंकि कोड मुझे उसका रेडी करना पड़ेगा, बट आई ट्राई माई बेस्ट टू मेक श्योर that the video is about coming 4 to 5 videos per week. Okay, so this is the get, that dependency that we are going to use here. Okay, similarly I'll add get as well. And what you have Google Fonts also, so we will be using Google Fonts. So Google Fonts will be also used. Now what Google Fonts will help us to, Google Fonts will ensure that we are able to use a custom font. Okay, let me search for this one. Get is there. Yeah, so let me add that. Yeah, and same for the Google fonts. So let me go here, and inside this I'll search for Google fonts. Okay, Google fonts. What Google fonts will make sure? Google fonts will make sure that we use a custom font. So I'm gonna give proper fonts and all to it. So let's just copy Google fonts, and yeah, I'm gonna use it here. So same for Google fonts. That's it. Okay. Now I have added the Google fonts and everything into it. So these are the prerequisites that I'm ensuring that you guys do before starting all of it. Okay. So this part has been done. Now what we are going to do, we are going to ensure to tell the project that what are the fonts that we are going to use. Okay. So for that, let me just remove all of this here, or you can see that here is the packages, right? So let me just, yeah, so we will be moving our fonts here. Okay. The source code of this particular application will be provided to everyone. Okay. And what I am going to do, I'm going to copy out a folder here inside this. I'll show you that. Okay. So this is the folder. I'll just copy the folder. You can see this is the folder that I have copied. This is fonts folder. Okay. So inside this you have Lato regular, Lato thin, Lato, then P1, P2, P3, P4, P5. These are the different fonts that I have used. Okay. So what you will do, you will go here and right inside of this, you are going to write firstly the fonts. Okay. Fonts like this. And then you are going to specify here. Yeah. So you are going to specify family here. And inside the font family, the first one is Lato. Okay. So that Lato is also specified there. Lato. Lato has the fonts what? So I'll specify the links there. Okay, that's it. Assets. And inside the asset, you will tell the link which we have. So fonts slash Lato TFS. Okay, so Lato dot TFS. Okay, so that is the TTS, sorry. That is the font that we are going to use. Okay. So similarly, I want you guys to do for all of these, like Lato thin, Lato regular, Lato P1, P2, P3. Okay. So I'll just do what? I'll just copy paste it out so that you don't waste this time simply for like I have showed you how to do it and I have just done this multiple times. Okay. So we have Lato regular, then you have Lato thin as it's written here. Then you have Poppins, so that is P1. Then you have what Poppins thin, that is P5. Okay. And Poppins regular, that is P3. Okay. So that's it. That is what we have used here. Okay. So fonts and all is done. Let me just close this out and let's redirect ourselves to the main dot dart. Okay. Inside the main dot dart, we are going to do all the main work. Okay. So let me just do one thing. Let me just remove out all the code so that we will do a fresh build and will ensure that, yeah, everything works perfectly. Okay. So the first thing that is import, and inside the import, we are going to just import our package. So inside this, I want to write package. Okay, so package flutter material dot dart. Okay. That's it. And inside this package, we are going to obviously use void main, and the void main will basically run for the class. Okay, so all those default code. Currently, it will say that it's not defined. So let's define the code. So for defining, I'm going to write STL. So the STL will be defined as stateless widget. Okay, so let's define our stateless widget as my app. Okay, so my app, which we have already given up there, that's what our application is going to define. Okay. Now inside this my app, you are going to return a lot of things. Okay. So the first thing that I'm going to return is material app. Okay. Now inside the material app, you have a lot of actions. The first thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to do is I'm going to do title. So title will be what? Let's give the title as pocket ID. So yeah, pocket ID is the title that I have given. Then we'll ensure that this debug show checked manner board is false. Okay. This will do what? This will remove this debug pattern which is there, right? Debug strip, it will be gone. Then what you have theme. So you can add themes and also theme. The theme will be what? Theme data dot dark or theme data dot anything. So whatever the theme you want, right? So theme will be theme data dot dark. Okay. And what you have similarly, you have the dark theme. So dark theme will be team data dot normal or team data dot light. Okay, so let's just add that team data dot light. Okay, so that is basic themes that I have given inside of it. Okay, that's it. Now what you have to make sure to give one more thing, that is a home. So home means what? You have to ensure that what you are going to return. So I'm going to use splash screen because I'm going to represent a splash screen. So splash screen here. Okay, this is the splash screen, but I have not yet specified how exactly our splash screen is going to look like. Okay, so let's just ensure that our splash screen looks perfect. So let's do one thing. Let's just give another stateful widget. Okay, so we'll create your full pattern. So let me just do one thing. Let me just create a box, and inside that, I'm going to write splash screen. And right inside this, I'm going to create a new file, and I'm going to name it as splash screen. Dot. Okay, so splash screen dot dart. Now inside this splash screen, we are going to create our file. Okay, so let me go here and here the same old thing import package flutter material dot dart. And now I have to write STF, that is a stateful widget. And now I'm going to give it splash screen. Okay, so now what we can do, we can just call out the screen here. Okay, and we'll add the const as well. So now you can see the screen has redirected here. Okay, that's it. It has been done. Now what we have to ensure, we have to ensure that we give a proper timer to it. Okay, so let me do what here after this. It's doing what widget.build. We will make sure that we have a proper return. So what we are going to return, we are going to return a scaffold. Okay, so let me add a scaffold here. And inside the scaffold, we will ensure to give a proper body color. So let me give it a background color. Okay. So background color will be color dot, let's give it a basic color. So from ARGB. So inside the ARGB, it's to 55, 55, 14, and one more color is blue one. Okay. So this is the color that I'm going to give, and inside the color, we are going to give body. The body will be having our text. So center, okay. So inside the center, we are going to give a text. So let's add it. We'll add child. Now this child will be storing a column, okay. Why we are going to give a column? We are going to give a column because we want that there should be a proper logo and also the text. So that's why I'm going to give it. Okay, so let me add here icon. So icon will be there. Now this icon will be storing our data. So icons dot account balance wallet outlined. Okay, so this is what we are going to use because that was our logo. Okay, so and after this, what you have to add the color. So color will be what about colors dot white, and you have to give the size. So size I'll give it. Let's give it 80. Okay, so size I've given 80. Then right after this, we are going to give a text. So text. This text will be having a data called pocket ID. Okay, and the pocket ID will be given some of the conditions or some of the data. So that's it. That's it. We have done. Now after this, we are going to add sized box. Okay, and let's give it a height as well. So watch out. Let me just cut that from there, and yeah, size box, and we have given the height as well. Now again, I'm gonna give one more size box, and inside the size box, I'm gonna give circular progress indicator. Okay, so let's give it a width. So width will be about 150. And right after this width, I'm gonna add child. So child will be having what? Linear progress indicator. Okay, so colors dot white, and that's it. Let's check that as of now our application is working or not. Okay, so let me restart the application. Let's just wait for it to work. Okay, so here you can see that we are getting pocket ID, and yeah, now it looks okay-ish, right? But you still need to add a lot of adjustments. So inside the column, what I'll do, I'll add here as main axis alignment dot center. So now you can see that it works. Okay, right? The main axis alignment dot center has made sure that it is in the center. And right after this, what I'm gonna add, we have given the linear progress indicator, but the color will be not colors dot white, but it will be from ARGB, color dot from ARGB, and inside this ARGB, I'm gonna give some values, like for example, 82, 158, 158, 158. Okay, so okay, yeah, basic grayish value. Yeah. And what is the background color of this? So let me give it background color here. So background color, this color will be removed. Let me see how it looks. Yeah, so this is how it's looking, right? And we'll give it a minimum height as well. So minimum height will be 6. So yeah, minimum height will be 6. So now it looks okay. And the value will be always top animation is colors dot white. So yeah, you can see that now our splash screen looks perfect. Okay. So we have created our basic splash screen, but we also want to ensure that it only stays till 3 seconds, and after that it redirects us to somewhere else, right? So we can even add that, but yeah, currently I'm not gonna add it because we don't have the page ready to it. But yeah, it looks perfect as of now, right? So I hope whatever we have done is clearly understandable, and this is the basic splash screen that we have created into it, right? Now what I'll make sure that our code looks perfect. Okay, so splash screen, let me just give it a timer. Okay. So inside the splash screen right above here, what we are going to do, we are going to write void init state. Okay, so void init state. So let's add init state, and right after this, we are going to add few things into it, like, for example, super dot init state. Okay, not this one, because we have not created the home page here. Okay, so yeah, So this is the first thing that runs and then the code. Okay, so yeah, that's it. After this, what we are going to add into this, we are going to add our timer. So let's add a timer here. Okay, so for adding a timer, you can see that it has already imported dart.async. So inside that, you have to add a duration. Okay, so, so I'm gonna add const duration. Okay, so duration here. Inside the const duration will be 3. So in this, I'm gonna add seconds will be 3. So that is the basic value that it's gonna take, which means 3 should be given into it. Okay, so let me just format this out. And right after this, what you have to make sure to give a navigator. Like after that, what should happen or what exactly it should go like. This animation should work only for 3 seconds, and after that, it should go, right? Yeah, so this is how it's going to work. So I hope that we will add this navigator later on, but yeah. So let's see what the person all-time gaming is commenting. All-time gaming is asking that, sir, why we uses dispose. Okay. So what exactly happens is now when you uses a widget or when exactly you call out something into the database or inside the screen, but you don't need that later on. Okay. So that time he uses dispose to dispose out that particular resources or the widget which was called before. Okay. So you can understand it that the primary role for dispose is that it is used to manage the resources. Okay. So whenever a widget or something or particular element is no longer needed, dispose is called and it will basically remove or release the widget that the particular element or that the particular code is holding. I mean, it's just gonna remove it from the storage, okay? Which will help us for like using controllers. जैसे कि हमने एक फॉर्म यूज किया है फॉर्म में यू हैव ईमेल पासवर्ड अब तुमने एक बार एंट्री कर दी तो तुमको उस कंट्रोलर को रीन्यू करना है राइट यू डोंट वांट दैट द कंट्रोलर में डेटा वो स्टोर रहे तो यू विल डिस्पोज जैसे हमने पिछले कोड में पिछली वीडियो में किया था तो डिस्पोज से क्या होगा वो डेटा जो है वो वाइप आउट हो जाएगा तुम्हारी वैल्यू तो आ गई तुमने वो चीज तो कॉल कर ली ईमेल से तो आप कॉल कर लिया बट तुमको उसको स्टोर नहीं करना ना कंट्रोलर में तो उसने तुमने डिस्पोज में यूज किया तो वो वैल्यू हट जाएगी ओके I hope that it is clear to you that why we exactly uses dispose. Okay. So what we have done, we have perfectly done this basic implementation of our code. Okay. Basic है ये इसमें अपन एक GitHub repo भी बना देता हूँ. I'll make sure that the code is available for you. Let me go here and let me just create a new repo here. Okay. And I'm gonna name it as Pocket ID. Let's just do Pocket ID GHG. Okay. Yeah, just let's just keep pocket ID GNG. Okay. So that is what we are going to do. It's a public repo, and you can see that I'm just gonna create this repository over there. Okay. So this is the repository that I'm gonna use, and this repository will be then used to add the data. Okay. So I'm gonna just make sure that the repo will be used, and this whole code that we have done so far will be uploaded in that repo. Okay. So I hope you have understood whatever we have learned so far. We have just created a very basic splash screen, but it's not splash because it's currently visible. When we will be creating a new set of page, home page or register page, at that time, I'm going to make sure that this screen goes up. Okay. So we will be doing that in the next part of the video. Okay. Because I hope that I want to make sure these are proper segments in the code so that you won't misunderstood or you won't feel, that discomfort into it. Okay. And the code and everything will be properly available too as well. Okay. So this was pretty much it for this section. I will see you in the next one where we will be creating a login registration page. Okay. And we will be also ensuring that the pin section is also there because we have a page in which you have to set a pin which you use as in security purposes. So that also we will be dealing in the next part of the video. Okay. So I hope you have understood whatever we have learned so far. If you have liked the video, then do like, share, and subscribe to the channel so that you won't miss the upcoming second part. And don't forget to share this video among your friends who wants to create amazing application or this particular DigiLocker. Okay. So I'll see you in the next one. Till then, see you, have a great day, and bye bye.